Hi everybody, I'm here to show you my finished December daily. I didn't put the date yet, but I will have a big 2025 right here. So this is how my album starts. I wanted to do a reel, but I decided to go with a long video so that you can see all the little details. It's an acetate. I've put another star on the other side. Then I have this die cut from Ali Edwards. Everything is Ali Edwards this year. I would say 98% of the things. This is a die cut. It was like a cut file from past years. I have a little star at the end, and it's pretty chunky. And for the numbers, I started with this circle number, and then I mixed it up a little bit, but I decided to make my whole album with those circle numbers. So this is like a shaker pocket. It was 4x2, and I've cut it down with the trimmer, and I added a banner at the top with some stitching to close the pocket. There's another tree. That's the OG die cut page that was in the book. So when it's closed, you don't really see, just a little bit here sticking out, but you don't really see the tree under. But then there's another tree. That's my number 2, Finding Joy. And this was a snow day, so I stamped snow day for both girls. Snow day. I have a little what's the name in English? I don't know. It's from this stamp is from Heidi Swap. And this is the snow day. This is the view from our window. And then when you open it, there's my dog walking in the snow. And Maya doing what she loves most, being on her phone. Then the number 3, it's a shaker. Wait, let me open this. Maybe it's easier to see. So there's the 3. And I've layered it on top of the joy circle, and I added it inside this globe that was on a piece of pattern paper, and a little label there. So day 3 was my podcast day. This is a large picture of the view of my desk. You see my December daily things, my microphone, my laptop, and the people I was with on the Zoom, and I was presenting my my December album of the past. And this is when my cat had a surgery, number 4. So the circle numbers are not there yet, but they are coming on day 5. So this is my cat. It's a large picture of the cat. This was the table that was next to it. I was I was lucky that there were plants on there and not trash. And this, I have here a little text that is hidden in there. This little envelope is from Heidi Swap. There was a big sale of Heidi Swap and Ali Edwards things, so I kind of used them because I had just gotten the box. This is a large picture of the Grinch and Cindy Lou. They were driving right in front of us in my village. It's a known thing. So, and this here, it's a stamp from Ali Edwards, and I embossed it with white embossing powder. Then we bought little boots for my dog, and it was a blast. It was very funny, and we went out to eat to a restaurant in the village. It was all decorated. It was super pretty. Day 6, there was a concert where my daughter was helping her music teacher directing the kids, and we went a little bit walking in the village after that. And we never know, huh? When there's a tag, you always have to pull on it. And this is me and my daughter doing a vision board. My little one was at the speech and debate tournament on that day. This is homework, day 6, 7, right? 6, 7. So I had to stamp it there. I added some glitter around this tag with some, what is the name of this? Stickles. The good old stickles came out this year. And it's everybody working and me working on my class. And then in here, this is a pocket. So I folded that pattern paper and made it a pocket. And this is a letter that we got from this family. And this is a tag for the journaling with another little tag where I stamped friends in gold. There's a little shooting star in gold. And I made a pocket with the picture. This was the concert at the library. So it's a concert. It's like a pre-concert to the big concert where all our V-Jazz kids are performing, and they all have solos. Well, not all of them. Ariel had a big solo and a quartet. So that was really fun. And then for this page, I used an envelope that we had received. So we see the name of the family who sent it to us. We don't see any addresses. There's the stamp. So I think, I like that. And on the other side, I glued another envelope. This one, it stays closed by tucking the little label under the number. So that's a picture of me writing my cards, my Christmas cards this year. And then inside, I made a little booklet with one of my Christmas cards that I make. And I have 4 pages. It's all it's digital labels from Ali Edward, and I layered my pictures of all my cards that I sent in the labels. So I just had to cut around the label. And then I added some small label with the names of the people who got which cards. I always like to look the year before what card they got, so I can mix it up a little bit because I'm always reusing the same stamps. There you go. And this is a page that I presented in the last story. What's the name? The name of the show? The Scrap Gals, but the life stories. So that was my life stories that I presented. It's day 10. I've cut out the inside of the wreath, added stickles, red, and added some gold stars, and this bow that is from Mama Elephant. And then behind it, I have to show you this. I stitched every sentence of my text. And my plan was that the color that is behind shows a little bit. So there's too much text for that, but we can see it a little bit. And then I used the digital Santa to print on vellum. And I added here the text that I wanted to show in the wreath, the face of my daughter that is kind of hidden by the vellum. And this is Ariel when she got the email saying she was accepted at Emory. And then a bigger picture of her. Congrats, you are in. Then there's the Instagram post that was posted on her high school Instagram. As the kids get into university, this is the story. And behind there's like a conversation of Ariel and one of her friends. And this is the letter that we got per email saying that she was in. This is the laptop when she was accepted, and this is a small photo that she wanted to add to the Instagram post of when she was little. And then this is Find the Joy This Season. It's just a little collage. I did add a picture on the back of this transparency, and I totally didn't check that we would see the double-sided tape, but it's okay. I can live with that, no problem. So that's a big picture of a house on my street when I walk the dog. I try to take some pictures of the nicely decorated houses, and there are plenty around here. And this is the envelope and the card that my cleaning lady and friend gave me this year. She is leaving us. She moved away to Florida. So she gave me a card like she always does. And inside in the white space, I kind of wrote the story of me and her through the years. We know her since 2020. We moved here in 2019, so we almost met her immediately, and she became a friend of ours. This is a picture of when we went to the company Christmas party, my husband's company Christmas party. This is the plate, what they served vegetarian people. I'm vegetarian, and it was a whole head of cauliflower. So I did take a photo and I wrote about that. Yeah, I also thought it was weird, but food is food. So this is a little story here that is tucked in behind one of the 2 photos that I have on that day. This is my daughter and her friend hanging out in the living room, and this is them taking the snow off of her car. It's so funny. I like when kids work a little bit. It doesn't happen very much around here. Number 14, day 00. This is because we were opening our gifts that day. That's right. That's why I wrote it's time. And then we have like our gift opening. Yeah, it's kind of a page over a page. So we have some pictures. The animals are there. This was one of the gifts where my daughter had written a little message. And we have here the list of the gifts that we received. This is the Advent calendar page. It was a fail. Nido fail. So I don't know if one of you had the Nido calendar this year, but yeah, it was cheap and it made, it was funny. Like I took the doors of the images of the funniest little things that she got, like the finger puppets and that foot and the mouth and the chicken, and I did write some little stories of the funniest things and what we thought of them. This is my house with the lights, and this is a picture of my way back when I went to I brought my little one to school. When it doesn't always happen, but when my husband is traveling, sometimes I have to do the ride to school. I really loved that little vellum for 3x4 card, and I used that paper Be Merry. So Mary, 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 and the B was here, so I cut it out here and I added it here. And then we have some pictures of that day, going to school, walking the dog, going to the chiropractor. And then day 17 was the holiday concert. So this is the program where we see that Ariel had a solo. This is Ariel and her solo. And there's another little door here talking about how I love to watch her sing on stage. This is more pictures of the concert. on that very cute Santa paper. And then it was the concert of my little one at her school. They don't go to the same school. I have here added, she came home with like a little strip of paper saying her grade, the quarter grade, the midterm grade, and the semester 1 grade. And it reminded me of when I was little and we did get those little papers, and I thought it was pretty funny because now everything is on an app. But she came home with this and it was all wrinkled on the table. So I used it next to her program. And she's not in the music program, so there wasn't anything special for her. She just sang a couple of the last songs when the whole school sang. It's a girls' school, it's pretty small, so they have everybody involved. This is one of the cards that I received from someone who works with my husband that I don't really know. So I covered the back. And this is when we picked up Maya at school and we left for our trip to Canada, where we spent the holidays with my parents. This is when we went to bring Bailey to her dog-sitting family that she loves and that we love. And this is on the way to the... So we it's 10 hours to get there. So we stopped one night at the hotel. So the first leg was in a bad snowstorm. We stopped at a restaurant where they had a Grinch and a couple Santas to sing happy birthday. So you can imagine when there's a show like this, there are a lot of birthdays because people like to go there. So it was a very entertaining evening. This is the next day when we arrived in Montreal with all our luggage in the hotel lobby, and this was in the streets. Ariel and I went to grab a poutine for dinner, and Maya wasn't feeling well, so she stayed in the hotel room with Pat. And then at night we had a hockey game. We had bought tickets way ahead of time. It's very expensive, and we were really happy to go. So we made the hard decision that even though Maya was sick, she came with us. We gave her Advil and we told her to suck it up. And she came and we won 4-0, and it was amazing to see our own team, because usually when we see them, it's here and we're rooting for the opposite team and it's always awkward. And my kids don't like it when I scream when there's a goal. And so here I was allowed because I was not the only one. And it was super fun to see 4 goals. There's another transparency here for the magic that I put over. This is the little road to my parents. My parents live in a mountain, in the forest in a mountain. So that's the little road to get to their mountain. So after the hockey game, we slept in Montreal, and then the next day we drove to my parents' house. And this is my parents' house in the forest. And this, I thought it was fun to use the transparency 4x6 and have a picture behind. We don't see very nicely that it's written, "These December moments have my heart." But when you take away the photo, then it appears. I thought it was pretty cool to have like the little magic trick. And I sewed around it to make a pocket. And I have the journaling on the back. And Maya was sick, so she was talking with my dad, and yeah, it was not fun for her. 10 days of sickness, the flu or something like that. Nobody else got it, only her. And this is like the journaling of the days over there with my parents. So they are watching hockey, and she's laying on the energy bed, and we have Chinese lamps, and my mom is very alternative medicine, so we're ready when someone is sick. And then the next day on the 23rd, my oldest daughter thought that it was pretty boring at grandma's house because we were doing nothing because Maya was sick. So I went shopping with her, and I bought some jeans that are not my style, and that Ariel said, "Mom, if you don't get this, you're stupid," because they are so good. So I got them. And then we stopped at the fromagerie to get poutine for everybody. And that was a really, really nice day. And here I did like, it's a circle. It's a photo that I cut into a circle and I added to the center of the wreath. and I stitched around it and I added the 23 there. And this is like the circle, like the joy circle that you saw on day 3 at the beginning of the album. There you go. And then on day 24, Pat wanted to go to a bakery to get some fresh bread because he's Swiss and he really likes his fresh bread. And the bakery is only 10 minutes from my parents. They live in a small village on a mountain, but if you go down the mountain, there's another village there. It's like a ski area. So it's only 10 minutes away, but it was still a long way with all the snow and everything, and we were really happy when we came in. This is like a little entryway. The bakery is here, and Santa was sitting there, and there were people waiting until outside the bakery. So we had a little chat with him, and little did we know, Santa is from Switzerland. So when we saw the Swiss flag, I asked him about that, and he was so happy to see Swiss people, so we spoke a little bit in German and then in French, and we had pictures, and this is Pat taking the snow off the car before we left. This wreath is part of a card that we received, a Christmas card, and I just cut around, and I thought it was pretty cool. On the other side, the 24th is when my brother comes to my parents' house with his family, with his kids. So there was a bit of photos and things to say about La Pige. La Pige is when we draw names. Everybody have one name and we only buy one gift. Especially that now that the kids are grown, only one gift per person. And this is the whole family, and this is the village, and I'm talking about there is no Christmas tree this year, only a village, and it's all good. And my nephew is a barber, so he cut my dad's hair, and then he offered to cut Pat's hair, and everybody was looking and having a ball. It's funny. Then day 25 is when my dad went outside to shovel all day, because there's a lot of snow there in the mountain. And this is a little bit, this is my dad and his cat, and a little bit about my dad and what's happening now, magical moments. I like that I made a little pocket with this vellum label, and that you see that there's a label behind, but you can't really read until you pull it out. This is, it was like a 4x6 pocket page that I stitched in the middle and cut to have 2 square photos. I wanted to use this square frame. And then the journaling, and that's day 26, where we saw my sister-in-law at a restaurant. We went for breakfast with her. Maya was still not feeling good, and it was time to go home. And this is again from a Christmas card that we received. So I really liked this year to work around those Christmas cards that we received. And then the last picture, this is a little, how do you call that? It's not a farm. It's like an empty, well, I'm not sure if it's empty. It's like a hangar. No, it's like a wooden house. Here is the ski mountain in the back. And every time we pass this house, I always look at it and marvel. And I've been taking picture of this house since my parents lived there. That means since Ariel is like 2 years old. So it's been 15 years that I have a picture like this every year. And then my little label. I added some vellum over the star paper from last year. And it says, "Goodbye, Shepherd. We love you. Thanks for the memories. Merci, Papa et Maman. On vous aime." And then a little bow. I don't know. I didn't point it out, but I don't know if you saw the little bows that I've cut out in one of the pattern paper, and they are spread throughout the album. I love them. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my album. And I don't know if you finished your album. But if you didn't, I would encourage you to do so, because it's a lot of work and it's hard to stick to it and to finish it. But once it's done, it's really a like a feeling of accomplishment. It's so amazing, and it's also amazing to be able to look back year after year on what the previous Decembers were. And sometimes we think it's always the same thing happening, but there's always something changing, right? Change is part of life. So I would encourage you to put everything down on paper, take advantage of all the moments and the people and the animals that you have in your life, and document them and keep them preciously into a wonderful December daily album like this. All right. I hope you enjoy, and if you like, you can leave me a comment. I always like that. Thanks everyone. Bye.